Hello everyone, Sire here. Thank you for joining me. This is part 3 of the series of using your paper pads, and this is a direct continuation from the last part, which is the card we see on the screen right now. So without saying much more, let's just continue where I left off.
I should have said earlier that because we're following these card sketches, I was actually following My Favorite Things 373. As you can see, it does have the wells on both sides and then the sentiment right across. The only thing I decided not to do, and this is why I kind of got distracted from that, was I didn't do the circle. Instead, I did a scenic card. So if we keep that in mind, and I have this second sentiment, let's see if we can recreate another card following this sketch with the circle. And once again, you don't need to be a circle. It could be a square, it could be a rectangle, it could be anything you want. But let's see if we can do that. And this will also give now show you how you can create multiple cards, because Christmas is definitely a time when you're creating a lot of cards and you want to just mass produce a few to get out to your friends. Maybe it's like very last minute and you just got that feel like, oh, you know what, it'd be really nice if I could just create a card. At least I get that sometimes. You're like, it just happens. So this type of thing helps a lot because you can create multiple cards using the same design. What I'm doing right now is kind of just looking to see if there's anything that we can use to cut a circle out of in the design. But sadly, most of these designs are on the bottom. So if you cut a circle, it would be half a circle. And like I said, that's not a big problem. In fact, you know what? This piece of paper really drew me. So let's do that. I think these two go well together. I have a holly jolly Christmas with the truck there. Okay, so right now I just want to make sure that my sentiment will fit, and potentially I may have to make a card this size, which is totally fine. You just have to flip your design so that it's like this, right? And then you can put your sentiment across, and then these bars will be on this side and this side, right? If we follow the design as it is. So I'm thinking maybe we can do that, and then we'll have a nice semicircle around this piece. But like I said, I don't want to use anything other than a pair of scissors and glue, so I'm not going to use any dies. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to look around for anything that may have the right size that I'm looking for. Okay, so I found this masking tape, and I'm just going to use that as my circle. So it's going to be not a perfect half circle. But that's it. That's all you need to do. And then what you do is you just get your scissors and you cut around the paper. Nice thing about the pencil is that it definitely leaves a shiny residue, so that you can see where to cut when the light is shining on it. But just take your time. If you have a circle die, that would work very well. Okay. So I'm thinking of something along those lines. Now I know those cups aren't going to survive. They're just not going to fit. So I'm going to cut them off as straight as I can and keep, you never know, I might be able to keep those for something else. So I'll put them aside for now. You never know. And then you have this really cute scene of the trees and the truck. I mean, you can leave it at that. Like, that alone is a beautiful card. So it shows you that you can play with just the paper, the designs, and go with it. but we want to follow that design a bit. I know we're breaking away from it, but I am sticking to the main concept of it, where there's a long sentiment, a circle, and then we'll have a pattern paper. Now, what we want to do is look through our stash and see what of these actually would work well with the black background. I did have this all organized earlier so that all the sentiments were separated, but I went and messed everything up. That's just the way I like to roll. So I'm just kind of slowly pulling some designs that may work, and then we can look at it after. And I want to keep those aside. So here's some, right off the bat, these are the ones that caught my eye while looking at the scene. So what you can do is kind of see how it would look. So this will create a much busier effect. So you will need something to break it apart, okay? You can add color on the outside or something, but you'll need to break it up. We can go with snowflakes, which is not bad, but it's not looking good to me. Plaids are always nice, and that looks kind of fun. Okay, and then this one is what I really like. I think I might stick to this one. I just really like this plaid here. So that's fun. Of course, there's still things you can do to improve this. Also, like I said, you can just keep it like this. This looks pretty amazing. There is also this red plaid that I didn't look at, which would match the truck pretty well. And actually, that does look nice. You know what? Maybe I'll stick to this one, but instead, we'll find out how we can separate this so that it stands out a little more. So to follow the design, we need to have 1/4 of an inch on both sides, but full to the top. So it's going to be 4 1/4 height, and then that will be 5 1/4. Okay, so if I measured that correctly, there we go. I think my base is a little off. I don't think it's aligned properly, but that's okay. So we can use this as the base, and so let's just, without thinking too much, I'm just going to glue it on. There's a good piece that we could have saved, but like I said, we just keep moving forward. I don't want to think too much about it because it's just for fun. You know what? You can always buy another one if it's available. And every year they come out with new ones. You're never going to run out of beautiful paper because every year, every company almost creates pattern paper that's really adorable. So don't worry about it. Just enjoy it. Like I cannot stress that enough. Don't sit there and hum and haw about whether you should create the card that you're looking at based on the fact that there could be another design for that particular style that's on the opposite side of the pattern paper, if that makes sense. Sometimes I'm thinking in my head and may not be making sense. Okay, this is looking pretty sharp. What I did was I just trimmed because it was overhanging. I think my base is not cut straight. I just cut the hanging over piece. Okay, so this is not looking bad. This is looking pretty good, but I just feel like it's missing something. Sometimes you can just, like I did with the one card, the last card. Where's my sheet of cutouts? The one I massacred. See, like I said, I had put everything. I was hoping to see some stars or something that we can hang around. Anything that looks like it could be easily cut out, but nothing's really matching that design. I mean, if the presents were a little bit smaller, we could have tacked them on to create a little dimension. In fact, we oh no, because the black is wrong. We would have to color that in, but you could actually cut this truck out and put it over top of that. I know this one's a little bit bigger, but that will create a little pop-up. Or you can just cut out these presents and place them on top so that they pop up, right? Lots of fun things you can do, but that's not what I want to do right now. I'm just thinking, is there anything else that it doesn't look like there is? We do have a lot of fun little tags that you could cut out and display around. I've never been successful with tags. I have to get over that. I have to design that or figure how I get over that, how to use them. Okay, so what I am thinking about doing, just to create a little separation, I didn't find much that was really appealing to me in the pattern paper off the bat. So what I'm thinking of is using this red paper that came from the big pad of red and green paper, and I'm just going to fussy cut a circle just outside the size of this one to create a little separation. And this red is not too far away. It's not too much of a contrast. In fact, I can actually do this twice and then I can create a little lift. But let's just start with one. And what you do is just, for me, the easy way is just glue this on to the side you want, leaving at least the size that you want. You don't want to go too short because you want to cut around it. So if you want an inch border, then you need to make sure that you have an inch on all these sides. Okay. Now that that's glued down, I will cut right across because I don't need a border there. And then using my eye, I'm just going to, the best that I can, follow the border of this image. If I get thick in some spots and thinner in other spots, that's okay. I can always go back over with the thicker spots like I did here. So I can always just carefully trim it down. If I feel like it's a little bit too thick, just be careful not to get overzealous and just start hacking away, because once it's gone, you can't put it back. Now, if you have dies that do this for you, do it, because that just will save a little bit of time, and then you'll get your perfect circle that you're looking for. So now that has created a separation between the image and the background. And if you wanted to, you can actually do that again so that it lifts higher on the page. But because I have this thick piece, I am going to do the same thing where I glue a thin strip on the bottom of this so that it doesn't sag. So we'll just glue these down, and we just want to make sure we're on the bottom, and we'll stick it there. Okay. Now there's still lots that one can do with this. Because we have a border here, we could add another border to create layers, right? So get creative, do what works for you. It's just whatever comes to you. Like the what am I doing? The possibilities are just almost endless. Especially when you start including embellishments and medias, paints and inks, and like just so much you can do. But like I said, let's just focus on getting comfortable back into using our pattern papers and let the pattern paper do all the work for you for the most part. Okay, and I'm going to try and make that nice and straight on the bottom. And there you go. That did not take long at all. And you have this really nice card that you can definitely spend some time if you want to get more embellishments on there. Like you can try to gussy up the separation. Maybe if you had some stickers, or there's these Love from Lizzie stickers, anything in silver or a thin line, you could put it across so that the line between the sentiment and the snow is now it's now separated. And you could do it just where the circle is. So that would kind of be cool. You can add some gold embellishment stars if you have any die cuts that are small of snowflakes or even little presents. You can add them around. There's just so much you can do. Shimmer pens, glitter stickles. Let your imagination go wild. Christmas, like I said, is the perfect time to just go crazy on this. Another thing you could have done is, if you want to use up both pieces of papers, you could have cut out the truck of the other one and pasted it up so it's higher. That creates that extra layer that I was talking about. You could do the same thing for the trees. Add more trees. Add more paint, speckles everywhere. Maybe put some gold instead of the red, and then put gold on this side, like brushed gold cardstock. Play around, just have fun. But like I said, I'm focusing on just the card stock, just to get to show you that you can create some cards just with that. So far that's 3 cards. I hope that you're getting in the mood. I hope this is inspiring you. It's definitely getting me all excited, as you can tell by my voice, my rapid talking. I get really excited, and just the thought that potentially I can help others just get over that hurdle is great. It just makes me feel really good. So definitely just go at it, have fun. So I will keep working on this, and I'm going to break this video into two parts, and I'll just be posting them through the time through the month. So for now, that is card number 3, and I hope you're enjoying what you see, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.